let's now talk about quality stat power rankings, Kerry. These are teams that beat up on other good teams. One of those teams that are that quality stats power rankings are the Chicago Bears, and we actually have a question from James.
Yep.
He wants to know if the Bears are a legit Super Bowl contender.
Absolutely. They're the Bears are kind of dark horse right now. They are good in a lot of the stats that contenders are good at. This is absolutely. We wrote about it last week, even though they lost last week to the Giants. They lost on the road by 3, I think, with their backup quarterback. But overall, here's why the Bears are a contender. They're actually number 1 in our quality stats power rankings. They have few statistical weak links. They're number 3 in scoring efficiency. They're the 3rd smartest team in football. They're number 1 in defensive real quarterback rating, number 1 in defensive passer rating, which more than any other indicator on defense has a direct correlation to championship potential. This is quietly a dark horse Super Bowl candidate. Let's put it this way. They have the horses to shut down the great quarterbacks in the playoffs. Will they do it? I don't know, but they are definitely the dark horse team with the statistical profile right now of a Super Bowl champion.
And then the Chargers are tied with the Bears for number 1. The Chargers are 8th on the intelligence index, but in a lot of the other quality stat categories, they're up there, and I don't think they're getting a lot of respect. In fact, they're overshadowed in their own city.
I know. The Chargers have been kind of this is historically who they are, man. They you can go back to the 60s. They always have these great glitzy offenses and then these kind of porous defenses that never seem to come through. And it's been that way for decades. This team appears to be a little bit unique. This team appears to have some defensive capabilities. I'm just going through it right now, comparing them to the Bengals. And by the way, they're better than the Bengals in 20 of 23 quality stats. But we talked about we have a stat called passer rating differential, the mother of all stats, the highest correlation to championship potential of any stat in all of sports. About 40% of all NFL champions going back to the 40s, going back to the 30s, going back through the entire history of the NFL, were number 1 in passer rating differential, okay? And almost like 90% of champions are in the top 5, 90-something percent. The Chargers right now are number 1 in passer rating differential, which means if you compare their offensive efficiency at quarterback to how poorly their defense makes opposing quarterbacks play, they're the biggest spread in football. They are definitely a team to watch out for. Definitely a team like the Bears with the statistical makeup to get it done. But we've seen this act before, and I don't know if anyone trusts them to go into Kansas City or go into New England and win a game. There seems to be something institutionally flawed with this team. But if I'm looking just at the numbers, they're a very scary, very dangerous team right now.